Hey everyone, it's Area of Effect here, and what if I told you you could easily farm 3 separate trials all at once, all by yourself, without killing a single boss, and get final boss drop loots, including rings, necklaces, and weapons? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that here. It sounds too good to be true, just wait and see. I utilized this trick just recently for the Infallible Mage set out of Aetherian Archive for the heavy attack build I just released on my channel, the Infallible Archdruid. If you've not seen that build, go check it out. But the Infallible Mage set comes out of Aetherian Archive, and this set is a great replacement for Storm Masters. If that's what you were utilizing with Sergeant for your PvP heavy attack build, Storm Masters no longer works. Get your hands on Infallible Mage. And for PvE, it's also a great replacement, and I'll show you how to get here, and we'll jump right in. So first, it helps greatly if you're in a group, so you can quickly toggle the dungeon from normal to vet on command without entering and exiting the dungeon to reset it. But they don't have to be online either, but you can still do it by yourself. It just makes it easier in a group. But also, before you get started, make sure you have this Treasure Hunter CP point slotted, because this is going to help you get better gear out of those chests we're about to farm. So we want to go to the mainland, go to Craiglorn and Aetherian Archive. You see where Craiglorn is here. All the way to the east is the Trial Aetherian Archive. Now, just for the sake of the video, I was in a pretty spot. I'm going to travel paying $73, but if you're at a way shrine, just use the way shrine, travel for free. When you come out, it'll put you back at the way shrine. You won't pay a cent for travel. But we're headed on in, and when we get there, you obviously go through the door, enter the trial, and begin the 4 to 5 minute run once you start getting good at it. It could be challenging at first, but don't give up. It gets easier as you go. I will say right here in the beginning, you either need to be a Sorc for the streak skill to get to where you need to get, or you could be any class on a vampire, okay, with the mist form, the way they made it kind of like a streak. It's a little more challenging with the vampire skill because there's some walls that maybe are invisible that kind of make it a little tougher, but it can be done. Or you could be neither a Sorc or a vampire and just utilize a mount with a decent amount of speed on that mount. But that's the most challenging way to do these jumps you're about to see. But to save time in the video, I fought these 2 Atronachs. I sped it up. You have to fight these 2, because if you don't, the next door will not open. These are the only 2 enemies in the dungeon you have to fight, period. Except for possibly sometimes one more ad. The Fire Atronachs you didn't have to fight because you could get through the door without them. If they kill you at the door, the beginning door, just resurrect and open the door. These guys you can bypass with Streak. If they do get aggroed, then just let them kill you, because you especially if you're using the mount trick, because you can't mount in combat. But watch this. You just go back. This boss just dropped. You're just going to skip this guy, streak right over to this rock, and then make this jump. It's a little easier. I'm making it look easier than that second jump was. It can be pretty frustrating when you fall. Get up on this tree and streak right over. The chest is always here. It's a master chest. We picked the trial to be on veteran because we don't want the chance of a simple chest, which has the chance of having nothing in it, unfortunately. So make sure to come on in here on vet, so you get at least, at the bare minimum, an intermediate chest. You could get advanced or masters. I slowed this part down because when you land here, everybody's going to come after you, especially those annoying flagmen. Now, I died because I don't have my heals slotted, my Twilight heals, because I replaced it with Streak to do these jumps. But let them kill you, but try in the beginning to kill that very front smaller ad, because he's going to be the one in the way. Sometimes he's not, but sometimes he's there and you have to kill him, or he'll keep preventing you from getting the chest. The good thing is when you engage with him, the flagmen don't get involved. But check this out. So in here is the Great Sword of Eternal Yokeda. Okay, this comes out of Hel RA. So there are pieces from the Hel RA trial and Sanctum Ophidia, not just Aetherian Archive, that will come out of this chest. Try to have a few spots available in your inventory. Don't be a knucklehead like me, who's a inventory hoarder. But I got both of those pieces. Jump off the edge. You'll take a little bit of damage. You might need to look. I got a broken helmet now, but it takes you back to the beginning. Exit the trial, and it puts you right back where you were. Okay. Now I took another take of this to show you guys how things can be slightly different sometimes. Okay. So reset the dungeon. I went to normal, went back to vet, and then I travel back in. But before I do, check this out. Set items. Go to the Trials gear, Aetherian Archive. You can see I've got a lot there in the Infallible Mage. I've even got the lightning staff this way, as you could see, of Infallible Mage. But check this out. In Hel RA Citadel is the Eternal Warrior or Eternal Yokeda set. There's the sword I just got out of that master chest. So again, Hel RA and Sanctum Ophidia, you can get pieces out of both of those. And you're all by yourself. You don't have to beat that Atronach and then get 12 people to stand on those plates. But again, you need a Sorc or a vampire. Now, I'm going to run in here again and show you how things can work out a little differently sometimes. But again, the chest will always be there, and you get really used to this. Skip these Atronachs. Don't end up in the tree pot again. But now watch. When I tried to get in here, just the roll of the luck, I dodged, but I can't sheathe the weapon and open the door. Okay, well, that's it. Just let them kill you. Resurrect right there, and then you can open the door. They won't re-engage with you. Now, again, the only two enemies you have to fight are the Frost Atronachs up here, because unlike this door, where you can open it without killing the Fire Atronachs, you cannot open the next one. Now, if you aren't in a group, like I have this guy in a group with me, he's offline. It doesn't matter that he's offline. It still allows me to be able to toggle the dungeon from normal to vet very quickly with the click of a button. But if you're not in a group, you have to travel in on normal, just enter the dungeon, okay? Maybe walk through the first door if you want, and then travel out of the dungeon and then put it back on vet. And that will reset it that way. But again, much easier. You're just saving yourself a few loading screens by doing it this way. So we're back up here. Again, if these guys ever see you, this big group of guys, let them kill you. If you're doing the mount method, which I don't recommend. I mean, you can, it's very difficult. The biggest and most frustrating part about this chest farm is they should call this the Eternal Stairway, because when you fall here in these jumps, by Mr. Atronach, you have to go back to the beginning and run up those steps and run up and run up and run past that big group of guys. But this second jump, again, is usually the hardest. Now look here, I want to show you something. Once you jump, see this double set of branches right there stemming off to the left and right? You can't go past that. That's where that branch gets holographic and non-solid. You can fall right through it. So you can't keep walking up that branch. It's at that split where it makes kind of a awkward T that you'll fall through. So try to streak or vampire mist form or mounted jump before that. Again, I died. Now you'll see here this time, look, unlike last time, this guy wasn't standing here. Okay, there was a blue guy, a holographic blue guy there, but now it's this assassin. Now you'll have to fight him because he's in the way of the chest. So when you engage with him, now you look, nobody else is coming. None of the flagmen or nothing. What's kind of weird is like one by one as a domino effect, the next, I think there's like 5 or 6 of these guys up here. The next one after he's dead will then walk up to you. It's like one at a time. So just for time's sake, usually just kill the one you need that I just did kill already, and then let these guys, love that heavy attack, let these guys kill you. So I walk over here. The third one you see, he was fighting me, but I'm going to get them all so I can just die a little quicker and fast forward the video. I wanted to show you that because sometimes that's how it happens. Revive and farm the chest. I'll do it again here. Streak across. This is a jump that's a little tougher. You want to go all the way to the right with maybe your right foot floating, and then jump slightly to the lowest part of the next jump. Now here again, look at these branches. Don't go past them. Pay attention to where I have my reticule and move forward a little bit before you streak. Leave yourself room before you streak. If you go to the end of that branch and streak while standing still, your drop out of streak will be mostly straight down, and there's times you might not make it. So try to leave yourself a little bit of room to walk or step forward before you streak, so that way when you come out of streak, you've got that momentum forward. Same thing with the mist form. Now, went ahead and died, and look, the blue guy is now the one that's here, so I don't even have to fight the assassins like I did last time again. Just crouch and loot the chest. Now, I'm going to show you something I didn't show you on the last couple. There is a second chest which you can get to, but it does require the second stone golem boss fight. So on vet, it's very tough by yourself. He's got a lot of health, like 33 or 35 million. A lot of ads of those flag guys spawn, but I'll show you how to get over there. On normal, you could kill this guy a lot easier and quicker with a lot less health and get up past him, but there is no way to bypass. If you guys know a way, heck, show me. I have tried everything. There's a lot of invisible walls, so there are jumps that appear that they can be made, but there are invisible walls. The chest is up there at the tree, pretty much on the next thing. You have to kill him and the stones will form a path. But anyway, with a vampire, I'm going to show you this option. I'm on a Templar right now, no streak. I'm stage 4. You don't have to be, but it allows you to go invisible when you run. But if you don't have a stage 4 vampire, just let those guys kill you and then move past them. Now you get over here, same way we streaked. We got mist form ready and shoot across. Then you make this jump. This is what I was saying. Get your right foot kind of floating off and jump to the lowest point of the next rock. Now this jump is tricky with the mist form. I don't know why, but it doesn't go as far, and sometimes you don't make it just like that. I wanted to show you, so let's try again. I ran back up. This jump is no problem. You streak right across, or mist form right across, make the next jump onto this one, and sometimes there's an invisible wall, which I'm going to show you here, that you hit, which is straight out away from the branch. Now I know what area not to walk past right here, and I aimed and mist formed, and you'll see I don't go anywhere. I dropped straight down. So the key is, and it's still difficult, get up here, and you want to look a tiny bit to the left. Watch where my reticule goes. Right about there, and it pushed me over. So I've done this a few times. It's more difficult, like I said, on a vampire with the mist form than it is the Sorc with streak. Now check this out. If you've got neither of those and you've got a mount, this jump, you have to make it this angle, kind of facing to the left, because if you don't, it'll bonk you and bump you to the right, which is very, very upsetting. It's a lot. This is the most difficult method. Now this jump you could also make with a mount, a little easier than without it, but then you have the chance to like roll on off of it. So you get up there. Now I got off the mount because this part is more, you got to be careful. Once I'm lined up, I gave myself some forward room. I got on the mount, I ran forward and jumped immediately, and then look, I made it with the mount. And so that's one way to do that. Again, it's a lot harder. I recommend a Sorc. Number 2 option is a mist form on a vamp. And if you have neither of those, you can do it with the mount. Just, you're going to have a lot of patience. So that's pretty much it. I will say this. You could come in on normal and kill that first Storm Atronach, because he has a chance to drop heads, chest, shoulders, and pants. That's 4 pieces right there for all of the sets in our Aetherian Archive, including Infallible Mage. So you can get 4 pieces right there, but it's the jewelry and the weapons that you get out of that chest that are insane, because they really require completions. But look, I got the Infallible Aether chest right there. But yeah, those pieces you can farm out of that Storm Atronach, you know, and with the curated set drops. Make sure you break down the chest of something else, and the pants of something else, and the helmet of something else when you get something other than Infallible Mage, and eventually and inevitably you will get the Infallible Mage out of that Storm Atronach. But come on out, reset the dungeon, go back in, and that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video and you want to see more, head on over to my channel. I've got plenty of content on there, builds of all types, damage dealers, tanks, healers, and a lot of cool stuff just like this. So leave a like, guys. Let me know what you thought, and thanks for watching. Area of Effect, signing out.